Today, from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's a special New Year's Eve edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Green Bay Packers. I'm Brandon Gaudin. He's Charles Davis. Full disclosure, we both have mittens. We both have coats on up here in the booth. This one, it's going to be interesting.
I've got the long johns, the socks, the boots, you name it. You know me in cold weather, we don't get along all that well. But these games are always interesting because you never know how it's going to play out. One slip, someone's going for 80 yards, and you could lose a game.
Evan McPherson has this one teed up, and off we go from Lambeau. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it out past the 30. Time to see the offense for Green Bay go to work. Aaron Rodgers leading them. What a career it's been. Came into the league back in 2005 as the number 24 pick out of Cal.
I remember watching him in college and seeing a guy that you knew had great potential, but I don't know that anyone knew that we would see how he would blossom as an NFL player who will go down as one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Can make every throw from every angle with terrific mobility, and he knows how to win games, always in contention for a championship.
Right to the air is Rodgers. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 25 yards there on the catch and run. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Rodgers' throw complete here on target to Tunyon. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. The numbers last week for Tunyon: 7 catches, 85 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Open man left side, it's the tight end Tunyon. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Well, this defense for the Bengals, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Logan Wilson. And the Bengals are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. The numbers a week ago for Chase. He took out some anger, some apparent anger against that defense. The yards just kept going up and up and up.
Yeah, he was just running up and down the field doing whatever he wanted. By the end of the game, he was seeing 2, sometimes 3 defenders on every snap. Yet he was still making play after play. It was like he was running routes versus air in practice.
The LSU connection. Burrow to Chase for the Cincinnati first. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. And they go play action now. Burrow. And that one caught downfield by Boyd. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Boyd, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. Evan McPherson for the extra point. Well, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's finished off by the touchdown from Tyler Boyd. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Rodgers going to throw. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. And he goes out right around the 39. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Here's Burrow. Open man downfield is Chase. A big play there on the catch and run. 72 yards. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Gets this one quickly out wide. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals go up by 2 touchdowns. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken from about the 12. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And right side, they're going to go option here. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
This one incomplete and over everybody. Looked like a clear throwaway. But the officials, they're going to say there's a receiver over there in the area, so no flags, and it's 3rd down. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the 1st. On now to punt, here's Bradley Pinion. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now it's Burrow. And that'll be incomplete. So, Charles, for this offense, we've been talking all year about how difficult it would be to run the table. And you gave me your chances early in the year. You thought maybe 25%. A few weeks ago, you thought closer to 50, but not quite 50. Now, here they are, 15-0. This is happening, isn't it?
I think it is, Brandon, because I do believe this team is too invested, too well coached to fall asleep at the switch now. And I think it ultimately benefits them to stay engaged all the way through the season, because make it to the finish line, then they get the open week to refresh and re-energize. But if you get off the gas now, that can really hurt you come playoff time.
Big 13! Big 13!
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. And they're going to speed things up here. On 2nd and 11 now. Burrow. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Touchdown, Bengals. Jamar Chase with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Bengals have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary. Or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken from about the 12. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Wide open receiver, complete. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Rodgers again now. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
On 2nd and 10, Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Rodgers to throw. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. On 1st down, Rodgers completes it again to Dobbs. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Now Aldrick Rosas for the field goal attempt. This will be from 49 yards out. And that'll be off the crossbar and out. It's short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And this will stay a 3-touchdown game. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
Now, a quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
2nd and 10 now, Burrow. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half for Burrow and company. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at TIAA Stadium in Jacksonville. And that one just before halftime with the Jaguars out on top. Trevor Lawrence with a couple of touchdown passes there. We'll stay in the AFC South as we make the trip to Houston to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And you can see there is the visiting Colts who have the lead in that one. 2 touchdowns there for Jonathan Taylor. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore and check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. George Pickens, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race, very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right. right, Coach. Thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Fielded right around the 8 and up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. And Burrow going to throw again. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Packers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice...
Jones hit and the ball's out. And the Bengals grab it. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Playing in snow brings so many other factors into the game. It's not just trying to...
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they... So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On second down, it's Jones. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. Now Rodgers. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones to about the 26 here.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. They go back to the ground with Jones. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block. And
he will force his way forward for a yard or two, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Trey Hendrickson in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
And just when the offense seemed to be figuring things out, they have a little bit of a setback there. Finally getting a drive going. They can't let that stop them, especially since they've been shut out this far in.
The Packers on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be third and a mile. Here's Rodgers. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. And the Packers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll let the fullback try and take him home. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now. Jones. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, got to be that way to go against them and try and get some points on the board.
And I'm curious on the defensive side if they stay aggressive, because you know they want to pitch this shutout.
Yeah, they have to be aggressive, but they also have to be smart about it as well, because one mistake can turn into 6 points.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. They tried to let the fullback pound it in between the tackles, but he stopped up short. And this shutout is going to continue as the defense holds again. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that's complete to the tight end, Devin Asiasi. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a first down. They go play action with Burrow. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll try to eat some clock with Mixon. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here's Michael Pilardi now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And the return man will shuffle through the white stuff, secure the fair catch with both hands. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And it'll be Packer football here, 1st down and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter. And a big deficit, Charles, but they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board? So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Pressure coming, and they got him once again. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at
all. Watson makes the catch. What a play. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now Rodgers got to have this one. He's going to let it fly.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Bengals will take over here just shy of the 30.
How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate. I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
To throw again on second down, Burrow. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. Burrow on play action. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And this one is incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Again, it's Burrow.
And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Bengals. It's Tyler Boyd.
A great effort there with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Bengals are closing in on that 16-0 record as they add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that makes the score 28-0.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
One final try for Rodgers. We've seen this before. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for the Bengals,
they're a win away now from running the table here in the regular season. They moved to 16-0 on the year.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Lambeau.